Hey guys, welcome to Film World. Today I'm going to explain a romance drama film called Lady Macbeth from 2016. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The movie opens in the year 1865 when a girl named Katherine is getting married in the church. After the marriage ceremony, Katherine travels to her new house where the maid Anna prepares for her first night with her husband. After a long wait, her husband Alexander finally comes there and we see that he is much older than Katherine. Alexander belongs to a wealthy family and this is the reason behind his marriage to Katherine since she came from the lower class. Instead of being intimate with her, Alexander advised her to take care of their enormous house and advised her not to go outside since the weather was very cold. Katherine argues that she likes to go outside and enjoy her time in the fresh air, but Alexander forbids her from going outside. He then asks her to strip naked and she follows his instructions. Alexander turns off the light and goes to sleep without even looking at her. In the coming few days, Katherine spends her days in a monotonous way as she gets ready with Anna's help every day and just sits around the house idly without doing anything. She couldn't sleep at night as she kept thinking that Alexander didn't like her since he had never been intimated with her, even though it had been a few weeks since they got married. After spending countless sleepless nights, Katherine starts to get sleepy during the day. After a few days, Alexander's father is hosting a party at the house and Katherine also joins the party. But after sitting there doing nothing, she starts to get sleepy. She asks Alexander if she can leave, to which he gives her permission to go to her room. Before she can leave, Boris comes there and says that she shouldn't leave like this without her husband. Katherine replies that she is very tired and will not do the same thing next time. Boris also scolds her for not giving a child to his son, but she doesn't tell him the truth about their relationship. She leaves there after that, while Boris tells Anna to keep an eye on Katherine and make sure that she doesn't fall asleep before Alexander arrives in the room. Anna does the same and prevents Katherine from sleeping until Alexander comes. When Alexander finally arrives in the room, he tells Katherine to strip naked and stands there while facing the wall. Instead of touching her, Alexander starts to satisfy himself, surprising Katherine with his act. The next morning, Alexander leaves without telling her anything. At the breakfast table, she asks Boris about Alexander going to a village in England and he is also going to London. He advised her to stay in the house and rest in Alexander's absence so she would be fresh when he came back. Boris soon leaves that, and after being left alone in the house, the first thing she does is go outside and enjoy the fresh air. The next day, while she was resting on the sofa, she heard some noise from outside. Following the noise, she enters the servants' barrack, where she sees that some servants have someone suspended from the roof in a cloth. She inquires about the matter and one man comes forward and says that they are weighing a sow, but Katherine understands that something is wrong with the situation. She opens the cloth by herself and is shocked to see that it is her maid Anna that they were holding up. Katherine angrily asks them how much she weighs in reply, to which a servant picks her up. She shouts at him to let her go and after he frees her, she leaves from there with Anna. After they return home, Katherine asks Anna about that servant and finds out that his name is Sebastian and he is new here. The next day, Katherine goes out after getting ready and Sebastian sees her there, but they don't interact there. At night, after bathing, she sits near the fireplace to dry her hair and she is terrified when Sebastian breaks into her room. She requests that he leave now and tries to push him away, but he instead kisses her. At first, she pushes him away, but the next moment, Katherine pulls him back and starts kissing him. Katherine loses her guard and they spend a passionate night together. Their affair begins and Katherine starts to feel happier. Anna witnessed them being intimate one night and called a pastor. Then one day, pastor comes to Katherine's house and tries to warn her, but she gets up and walks away. Despite this, she continues to meet Sebastian and be in a relationship with him. Anna informs Katherine one morning that Boris has returned. He's gone to the fields and will be back before dinner. Boris requests his favorite wine during dinner and Anna goes to get it, only to discover that Katherine has consumed all of Boris's wine. She informs Boris that your favorite wine is no longer available. Boris scolds her severely as a result of this and even forces her to be on 4, disgracing her as an animal. However, Katherine stays silent, saying that she had consumed the wine before dinner. The next morning, Boris finds out about the affair through a servant and beats Sebastian severely before locking him in the house. Boris comes to Katherine and scolds her severely, even slapping her for her acts. The next morning, Boris advises Katherine that she should stop her affair and instead focus on being good for her husband. His speech doesn't have the same effect as she just asks him to release Sebastian. This enrages Boris and he goes inside his bedroom, taking his breakfast with him. He is oblivious to the fact that Katherine is enraged by his behavior and has mixed poison into his food. As he goes inside the bedroom, Katherine blocks his door with a chair and then sits calmly with Anna on the table, while Boris struggles with life in the next room. Anna tries to help Boris, but Katherine stops her and eventually Boris dies. Anna, being witness to all that and the fact that Katherine poisoned her father-in-law, becomes mute due to grief and sorrow. Katherine holds the funeral for Boris, and after returning, she makes Sebastian dress in Alexander's clothes. She tells Sebastian that Alexander will never come back since he wrote a letter to her saying that he will not come back even for his father's funeral. So Katherine is not worried about his return. Katherine and Sebastian then go out, where Katherine confesses her love for him and tells Sebastian that she will do anything for him. One night, Katherine and Sebastian were sleeping. Katherine suddenly opens her eyes and sees from the window that Alexander has returned. She immediately wakes Sebastian up, hides him, and pretends to be awake when Alexander walks in. He is surprised by her being awake and asks her about it. She claims she heard a horse and that's why her eyes popped open. Alexander finds a belt there, which she claims she found in the field and brought with her. In reality, it is Sebastian's belt. She gets up to make tea for him. When she returns, Alexander reveals here that he knows what she did after he left. He insults her and tells her that now she will not meet Sebastian and that he is sending him away. Hearing this, Katherine stands up, brings Sebastian and starts being intimate with him in front of Alexander. As a result, Alexander becomes angry and begins to beat Sebastian. Katherine kills Alexander in the scuffle. Sebastian is terrified when he discovers Alexander is dead. However, the murder is done, so they both bury him in a forest in the dark of night. Then Katherine rides that horse into the forest and kills it. So no one knows Alexander ever returned, but both of them lost their sleep after that. Sebastian claims to see Alexander's corpse whenever he closes his eyes. Katherine explains and encourages him. She claims that I did this so that we could now be together and says that Sebastian is now the owner of this place. After that, Sebastian and Katherine began living in that house as if it were their own. Although Anna does not appreciate it, she continues to serve them. One day, a woman named Agnes arrives at their door with a young boy named Teddy. She claims that Teddy is Alexander's son. Alexander and her daughter had an affair, and after the death of her daughter, Alexander prepared legal papers and announced Teddy as his heir. The papers seem to be real. Katherine informs her that her husband is not dead but rather missing. Katherine has to keep both of them in the house even though she does not want to do it. Sebastian returns to his house enraged. She even gives her room to Teddy as requested by Agnes. When she tries to go meet Sebastian, Teddy also tries to go along with her. So she takes him to the field and bonds with him. Katherine discovers she is pregnant at this point, so she heads over to tell Sebastian, but Sebastian becomes furious with her and pushes her away. He shouts that he can't come home until Teddy is there and asks her to leave from there. The next day, she sees Sebastian following Anna and runs to find out about them. Before she can reach them, Teddy stops her from going any further and insists that she watch his game. Katherine scolds him for that and Teddy runs away from there crying. After some time, a servant tells Katherine that they can't find Teddy anywhere and everyone starts to look for him. Teddy is sitting near a waterfall when Sebastian notices him and brings him home. He tells Agnes that Teddy is dying of a cold while sitting by a waterfall, but Agnes becomes enraged, insults him and tells him to get out of the house. Katherine follows him where he is packing to leave the house. He admits that he wanted to push the child when he saw him sitting near the waterfall. Katherine persuades him to say so and says that she will do anything for him. Back at home, Katherine suggests that Agnes rest for a while. She will take care of Teddy until then. Agnes then leaves to get some sleep. Katherine lets Sebastian in through the back door and they both murder Teddy by suffocating him. The next morning, Anna sees Teddy and informs everyone. On the other hand, Sebastian goes to the forest. He is guilty of the crime he was a part of. Katherine claims in front of the detective that she dozed off for some time and is clueless, and the injuries they discover on Teddy might be from the waterfall he was sitting by. But the village doctor was perplexed about the situation. Sebastian returns from the woods during the discussion and confesses the entire truth. He claims Katherine murdered the boy and that he was also involved in the murder. He claims she murdered Alexander and poisoned Boris simply because they could be together, and he says that he thought he loved her but he was wrong. Katherine, on the other hand, claims he is lying and accuses him and Anna of every murder. She says that Anna used to prepare food and Sebastian was beaten up by Boris, so this might be the reason behind his rage. She tells them to ask Anna. When Anna inquires, she remains silent. As a result, everyone blames Anna and Sebastian. When the police take Anna and Sebastian away, Katherine remains in that house with her unborn child. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.